John Cena has tapped out.
Hey, legends in the making. You're tuned to WWE Uncovered, bringing WWE to your screen daily. Hit that bell, and let's start. As John Cena's final WWE match approaches, the wrestling world has entered a familiar state of chaos. Speculation is running wild, emotions are heightened, and one rumor has taken over conversations everywhere. Could Edge return and disrupt Cena's farewell at Saturday night's main event? Moments like this expose why wrestling is unique. Reality and imagination blur. Nostalgia fuels belief, and fans begin writing endings before the bell even rings. A retirement match doesn't just close a career, it opens emotional floodgates. Every past rivalry feels relevant again. Every unfinished chapter feels tempting to reopen. But history deserves clarity, not confusion. Before fantasy booking overshadows fact, it's important to understand what WWE has actually confirmed, why this match already carries enormous weight, and how emotion, not evidence, is driving much of the current noise. Why retirement matches create maximum speculation. Retirement matches occupy a rare space in wrestling. They are final by design, which makes fans desperate to see everything one last time. When a legend steps into their final match, unresolved rivalries and iconic moments rush back into memory. That emotional pull encourages speculation, especially in an era dominated by social media. Fans don't want closure, they want poetry. That desire transforms possibility into perceived inevitability. Rumors feel believable because fans want them to be true. In Cena's case, his career intersects with nearly every major era of modern WWE, making speculation unavoidable. The louder the moment, the louder the fantasy. This environment doesn't require evidence to thrive. It feeds on memory and emotion. Understanding this explains why certain names, especially Edge, continue to surface despite a lack of confirmation. What WWE has clearly locked in, WWE has been unusually firm about the structure of John Cena's final match. Saturday night's main event, XLI on December 13, 2025, has been promoted consistently as the closing chapter of his in-ring career. Cena vs. Gunther has been advertised as the main event from the start, with no ambiguity regarding placement or purpose. Cena himself confirmed that the match will close the show, reinforcing WWE's intent. Retirement matches are rarely flexible because they carry historical weight. WWE protects these moments carefully. Marketing, interviews, and official listings all point in the same direction. There is no tease, no ambiguity, and no creative breadcrumb suggesting an interruption. This clarity matters because WWE does not casually mislead audiences about legacy moments. When they lock something in, they usually mean it. Why Gunther is not a placeholder. Gunther's role in this match is not symbolic. It is earned. Winning the last time is now tournament established him as the most credible challenger possible. His victories were decisive, his demeanor uncelebratory, and his message clear. Gunther doesn't acknowledge sentiment. He respects dominance. That makes him the perfect contrast to Cena's farewell. WWE didn't choose comfort. They chose confrontation. Gunther's presence reframes the match from a celebration into a test. This isn't about honoring Cena gently. It's about forcing him to fight through pressure one final time. That dynamic elevates both men. Gunther gains legitimacy without shortcuts, while Cena's farewell gains authenticity. This match isn't ceremonial, it's competitive by design, which is exactly why it works. The emotional roots of the Edge rumor. The Edge speculation persists because it satisfies emotional logic, not booking logic. Cena and Edge defined an era through deeply personal rivalries. Their history feels unfinished to many fans, even if it isn't creatively. When people imagine a perfect ending, they return to familiar faces. Social media accelerates this process by turning shared nostalgia into collective belief. Once enough fans repeat the same idea, it begins to feel credible. Some outlets blur reporting and speculation, further feeding the narrative. But emotional satisfaction doesn't equal creative direction. WWE has shown no indication of revisiting that rivalry. Edge's external commitments and absence from promotion make involvement unlikely. The rumor survives because fans want emotional symmetry, not because evidence supports it. WWE's modern booking philosophy. WWE's current creative approach values clarity and long-term positioning. Surprise moments still exist, but they usually reinforce the central story rather than replace it. Cena versus Gunther accomplishes multiple goals at once. It respects Cena's legacy while elevating a future cornerstone. Introducing Edge mid-match would shift focus backward and undermine months of deliberate build-up. Retirement matches typically look forward, not back. WWE understands that legacies are strengthened when future stars stand tall without assistance. Gunther does not benefit from nostalgia interference. He benefits from proving dominance in the spotlight. From a storytelling perspective, restraint carries more power than spectacle. WWE appears committed to letting this match stand on its own merit. Why Cena versus Gunther needs no distraction. This match already has everything required to feel historic. Cena enters with decades of emotional investment behind him. Gunther enters with cold authority and zero interest in sentiment. That contrast creates natural tension. The story doesn't rely on shock. It relies on struggle. Every strike from Gunther carries weight. Every comeback from Cena carries memory. Fans don't need interference to feel something. The simplicity enhances the drama. Wrestling at its best doesn't overwhelm moments. It allows them to breathe. Cena's final match gains power by staying focused. Adding layers risks diluting what already works. Sometimes the most impactful stories are the ones allowed to unfold without interruption, where a surprise could actually fit. If WWE were to include a surprise, the least disruptive option would be after the match. A post-match visual allows nostalgia without hijacking the core story. This approach preserves Gunther's moment while offering fans an emotional coda. WWE has used this structure effectively in the past. However, possibility does not equal intent. There has been no credible reporting, no creative hints, and no official acknowledgement of Edge's involvement. Speculating on post-match moments is safer than assuming interference, but even that remains hypothetical. Surprises should complement the narrative, not redefine it. As of now, the story WWE is telling does not require additional characters. Why fans are split on the idea. The divide among fans reflects two different values. Some prioritize nostalgia and emotional closure. Others prioritize credibility and forward momentum. Neither side is wrong. Wrestling thrives because it appeals to both instincts. Social media exaggerates disagreement, but most fans agree on the core principle. Cena deserves a meaningful farewell. The disagreement lies in how that farewell should look. Should it celebrate the past or confront the future? WWE appears to have chosen the latter. That choice doesn't diminish emotion. It reframes it. Understanding this helps explain why debates feel intense but remain rooted in shared respect for Cena's legacy. Why this moment matters. Regardless of rumors fade. History remains. Cena's final match will be remembered for what happens in the ring, not what trended beforehand. The anticipation, the walk to the ring, the final bell. Those are the moments that last. Speculation adds noise, but it doesn't define the legacy. WWE has positioned this match as a definitive closing chapter. Whether fans get surprises or not, the weight of the moment is undeniable. Cena's career deserves focus, not distraction. By centering the match on effort, resistance, and respect, WWE ensures the farewell feels authentic rather than manufactured. The reality heading into Saturday night. As it stands, the facts are clear. John Cena versus Gunther will close Saturday night's main event on December 13, 2025. There is no official indication of Edge's involvement. Everything else exists in the space between memory and imagination. Wrestling invites speculation, and that's part of its charm. But the story being told right now doesn't need embellishment. Cena's final walk, his final fight, and his final stand are enough. When the night ends, what matters is not who might appear, but what actually happens between the ropes. That is where legacies are sealed.